What is going on, Governor? It's Chisgule here, and today we're bringing you the top 6. Yes, the top 6 epic, or mostly epic, commander combos for open field combat. If you like to smash your enemies in the open field and make a big contribution as a medium to low to no spender, you should like and subscribe because we've got a series of videos covering that topic, and we are a sponsored creator with Rise of Kingdoms. We've got 6 pairings of commanders to go through. Let's get started with number 6, which is our good friend Scipio with Joan of Arc secondary. I really like this combo for the open field because Scipio's got a bunch of tankiness, and Joan of Arc is contributing buffs to everyone that's nearby. So I like that this combo is going to hang out for a relatively longer period of time in the open field, as long as you don't make yourself a big target. And you're offering huge buffs from Joan of Arc to the group. Tremendous. If you haven't seen my commander guides, by the way, I'll put the playlist for commander guides up in the top, but you can check out more detail on any of these commanders and the associated videos that gives a full breakdown of the talents and the builds and all that good stuff. But just to flash up the build that I would be using for this particular combo, here it is. Scipio and Joan of Arc at 6. The downside to this combo is that, they don't move very quickly, which means you can get caught out of position. And when you do get caught out of position, you'll probably get melted. Our next combo addresses that a little bit, and it's got some flexibility. Our next combo features Pelagius as the primary, with either Boudica or Joan of Arc as the secondary. Now, you're trying to do the same thing with a Joan of Arc, bringing buffs to everyone nearby. However, Boudica is also an option because she offers a sweet little debuff, reducing just a little bit the attack, and also the rage, I believe, of the target. Let's see. Yes, reduces its rage by 100. Boudica's a solid debuffer, and the thing that's really nice about Pelagius, and you have to have full cavalry, you can't bring a mixed army for this, but the thing that's nice about Pelagius is that he's a cavalry commander, and you get charge talents, which look like so. Charge talents make it so that when you get below 50%, you go 30% faster. This is exceptional and is what brings this combo to spot number 5 in the roster. I would use a slightly different build than what I'm showing here. I would use a build that looks more like this as a base with extra points over here for the march speed. Let's see, and march speed and reduce the damage that you're taking. This is the direction I would be going with a Pelagius that is intended to be on the open field, generating lots of rage to put on lots of debuffs and positive buffs. Combo 5. Digging in to combo 4. It features now Joan of Arc as the primary commander. Using Joan of Arc as the primary commander affords you some really exceptional talents for the open field. This is my gathering build, but if we were to bring a Joan of Arc for the open field, we'd snag the hasty departure, which gives you 60% additional march speed when you depart from a structure. This is what makes a Joan of Arc primary so exceptional, in addition to the fact that when you make your way up to rejuvenate, you get some march speed, and this restores a solid 150 rage every time a skill is used, which is just crazy good. I would make my way all the way up to the top of this tree, bada boom, to also bring a AoE slow effect to the party. This to me seems really good. Now, if you're using Joan of Arc as the primary, there's a number of different directions you can go with who you use as the secondary. Let's talk about that before we go back and refine these talents a little bit. I really like Joan of Arc with Ulgi Mundok secondary as a combo because Mundak reduces the defense of the target by 30%, which enables your high power players to do more damage. Very strong. I also like Sun Tzu. And I like Sun Tzu, even though you're not really taking advantage of this damage boost, because he does AoE, so he's going to do more damage, but he's also going to generate a lot of rage, which enables you to give more frequent buffs to everyone that's nearby. This is a good thing. I also like and most likely prefer the following two, which is Boudica or Pelagius, and let's talk about that for a second. I like Pelagius because he is restoring a huge amount of rage, which means you're going to be buffing everybody more frequently. And he's got some healing. We'll talk about why that matters in a minute. The same is true of Boudica, restoring some amount of rage and doing the debuffing, as we talked about earlier. Excellent. And also does a small amount of healing. Why is the healing relevant? P.S. Joan of Arc also does some healing. If we go back into the talents and we look at this experimental build that we were creating, I would then, assuming you're using Pelagius or Boudica, make your way over here. When healed, troops have the commander's attack increased by 9%. Nice little boost to damage there. I think it's solid. From here, it gets a little bit more dicey as to where you'll put your talents. I like the idea of still bringing all cavalry, and if you were, then I would certainly pick up charge. Here, charge is, I don't know, is it like missing a 0? Is it missing a 0? What is going on here? It's not as good as it is in the cavalry tree. I don't know why. However, I still think you need the speed to get away if you're a level 60 and you've got the points to spare, so I would go and snag that. I also would make my way over to fresh recruits, and if you did have any points remaining, if you're using Boudica mixed army, you could grab something like Armored to the Teeth, but the thing is that cavalry go faster anyways, so if I were to order for this particular combo, I would say my top priority would be Joan of Arc with Pelagius, bring full cavalry, followed by Joan of Arc with Boudica, followed by Joan of Arc with Mundak, followed by Joan of Arc with Sun Tzu. That would be the sequencing there. All of those, however, I consider to be number 4, combo 4 in our top 6 list, because my friends, we now need to go look at combo number 3, which is amazing for Mighty Governor and Farmer Killing specifically. This combo is none other than Belisarius with our good friend Baibars. What is happening with this combo that makes it so busted good for farm killing in Mighty Governor? Let's talk about it. First up, Bloodthirsty, and I don't know how to pronounce the rest of that. But let's read what it does. Increases the defensive cavalry by 30%, which is actually remarkable, and increase the march speed by 50% for 10 seconds after leaving battle. Right? So you kill a farm, you leave combat because you've killed the farm, and now you're going 50% faster. You are hoofing it. And it's the expertise skill that makes that particularly exceptional. If you pair that with Baibars, who heals a little bit and gets another 50% march speed when they leave combat, you are hauling it. You are really hauling it. But we're not done yet. We're not even done yet, because our friend Belisarius, they can pick up mobility talents. And that's why they need to be the primary, because you can get hasty departure. So you have an additional 60% whenever you're leaving a structure, and you can get charged, so when you're below 50%, you get 30% more march speed. Do you see where this is going? You can be fast as heck with this combo, moving, resource node, kill the farm. Resource node, kill the farm. Great combo, and look, reducing the enemy's ability to wage war by killing their farmers is a real strategy. People are bad at saving up resources. So if you can go and kill their farmers, you are in a great position to help your alliance win a war, truly. Combo 3. Let's get to combo 2, and this is a mostly epic list, okay? So I snuck in some legendaries, but you only need the first skill. You only need the first skill, okay? This combo is number 2. It involves Herman as the primary. Herman is the primary. With El Cid as the secondary. Now you may be thinking, like, what? Wait, what? First of all, I know it's a legendary, but you only need to have the first skill, and you don't even need to have multiple points on it. Okay? You don't, like, 1 point does the job. You just need the first skill, and that's it. And what you're doing with this combo is you use the first skill from Herman to silence the target for 2 seconds. They can't use skill attacks. And then, bada boom, you chain it the next second, the third second in a row, with El Cid. And that is going to get a 3-second silence chain onto the target. Now, if you get a bunch of people all doing this, it's pretty legit. It's pretty legit. And you have to bring all archers, but good news, you get a lot of march speed, potentially, from this combo. Even, and, look, max the first skill before you unlock the other skills. But even if you had a 5-1-1-1 El Cid, you're getting some bonus march speed over here. You're getting some bonus march speed. In addition, with the 10% march speed you're getting from Herman, if you were using this build, or this commander, let me show you the build. And I'm going to show it to you on a different commander because they're level 60. But the trees are all the same, so this is fine. The build I would use is going to be a skill tree build with some amount of archery. And this is what that might look like. I probably actually would ditch Latent Power or Naked Rage, both of them, because you are not so much trying to take additional damage yourself here. You try to minimize the damage you're taking. So I would get rid of Naked Rage and Latent Power, drop that into Rapid Fire, and you could put some points up here, or you could make your way off to the side for full quiver and get some points into Rapid Fire. Some combination of these things. Fine points don't really matter. The key is maxing your rage generation. Why am I saying that? Feral Nature, 10% chance to get 100 rage. Rejuvenate, 60 rage every time a skill is used. And on Herman himself, 10% trigger chance to get 100 rage. So use that combo, generate a lot of rage, silence the target in a chain, and that is our combo number 2. Let's get a look at the number 1 combo, which is obtainable free to play, although it involves a legendary, and that includes our good friend Ethelfled. Ethelfled, man, 5-1-1-1, and you can do work. That's what I'm personally shooting for with Ethelfled, and that, of course, every day maxing out the sculptures of hers that I can pick up, but it's going to be like another 230 days till that's a expertise commander. So look, Ethelfled at number one, does a massive AoE with attack, defense, and health reduction. Unbelievable 30% reduction. These commanders that we're picking don't do lots of damage because if you are hunting in the realm of epics, you are probably free to play, mid spend, low spend, right? And the damage you deal is not. No, let me say that differently. The damage you deal in the game is affected by the tier of your troops, the amount of research you've done, but these effects on these commanders that we're choosing, they stay the same regardless of what your tech level looks like, regardless of what tier of troop you bring. So we really like these commanders, and this 30% stat reduction across the board is just bananas. The commander I would use as the secondary will be our good friend Joan of Arc. This is the ultimate number 1 epic-ish combo because it is massive, massive, massive buffing and debuffing. I love this. There's Rage Restoration from Joan to make sure that you actually are getting Ethelfled's skills to be cruising. And if we get a look at talents, you can once again, with Ethelfled, pick up everything that we were recommending that you go and get with Joan of Arc as the primary in this support tree, going all the way up to Cage of Thorns. But now you actually have meaningful talent choices, much better in the leadership tree than the integration tree. From here, I would definitely get Healing Herbs and go all the way up to Strategic Prowess, picking up Hidden Wrath for the extra rage regeneration along the way. And with any remaining points, make your way over to Fresh Recruits to bring, a couple more troops to the battle. You also could go an entirely different direction, second build option, where you go all the way to Cage of Thorns, then grab Thoroughbreds, make your way over to Hidden Wrath, Healing Herbs, and I don't think you'll have enough points for Strategic Prowess, so you might just have to cruise over to Fresh Recruits and call it a day. Ethel fled with Joan of Arc, my number one pick. Number one pick for a mostly epic top 6 open field combos. What commander combos are you using in the open field? I'm really curious to hear about it. And we've got some new commanders coming to the game, so we may have to reevaluate this top 6 list. But until next time, my friends, you have fun smashing the kingdom.